Well, here I am.
Callan coming in hot.
Coming in hot after Two Broke Girls. Not a lot of time. So much to talk
Like
about.
you said, you're like the vegan.
I'm doing
we
a
know
sitcom.
You're busy.
I'm doing
We know you're busy.
It's annoying,
we know,
right?
Yeah, that's all you tell me.
By the way, I hate being busy because it's not really
You're
busy.
like the guy that does CrossFit and you're a vegan.
But it's not
Bro,
work.
how's it going? Oh, it's good. You ever tried CrossFit? Yeah. You like meat? No. Perfect. Me neither. I'm a vegan.
I'm a vegan. Well, see, the thing is, busy is not the same as getting work done. Because when you're on a set of a sitcom, and I'd rather be talking about Holly Holmes and Paris and a lot of other stuff.
You just sit there.
I get
right?
crazy.
And wait.
I've been sitting there because they had to wait for the pickups, which I didn't know. And it doesn't matter. But like when you're busy and not working, you tell people you're busy.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm so frustrated that I have to tell you, but I can't get any sympathy. Because
you get zero from me.
Yeah, and I want to be like.
I'd rather, you know what I wish you would do with me? I wish you go, bro, I am fucking swamped on Monday. I know it's a busy day. Let's get someone to fill in for me.
I know, but I want to do the podcast.
Yeah.
I know, you're right. You're right.
That's just what we got to do from now on.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's what we got to do. No more episodics and no more Sunday shows. How about that?
I don't know why you do Sunday shows.
I don't either. It's not happening anymore. I've learned of it. Hey, you know what? At least I learned a couple lessons.
We've been doing it for 10 years.
Sure have.
Hey,
it's time to stop.
Dude, when I went to Arizona, I did one show. I was ready to get back home. I looked at Calum. We were grabbing a beer at.
Killed that show.
Yeah,
Killed that show.
Did great. Arizona.
That was an amazing.
awesome.
That was laughter from start to finish.
For 2 hours.
That was incredible.
We were actually going to cut it down a little, but people say no.
I know.
We were 2 hours strong. We could have went for 3 hours.
Listen, as a stand-up comic, I'm sorry, that was a strong 2 hours. That was crazy laughter.
They were laughing their asses off.
Yeah, I'd call us a good team.
I think so.
And if I could just do a podcast and just do that and do a little stand-up, be the happiest guy in the world.
When we get done, we're grabbing a beer, and we went to like College Row, young kids everywhere. It was the first time I was like, I don't want to be here. But I looked at Callan, I was exhausted. We've been just hustling the whole day, getting things done. And I look at him and go, bro, you can keep the road. I'm good for one day. Callan had to be there 4 more days.
4 more days.
After me. I look at him and go, aren't you tired of this?
And don't forget, I had to take a plane at 5 a.m. I had to come back to LA, block Two Broke Girls, then get back on a plane and do 2 more shows. And then I had to do the same thing today, Monday. It's silly. It gets to a point where it's silly. And like Steve Jobs said, he's as proud of the things he said no to as the things he said yes to.
You're notoriously known for saying yes.
At 48 years old, I'm saying this now, and you can write this on the board as well.
Yeah, right.
At 48 years old, I am now going to start saying no to pretty much, and I'm not fucking around, everything. If it ain't the podcast, and if it ain't stand-up from Thursday to Saturday, I'm saying no.
Sunday's a bummer, man.
Can't do it. I want to hang out.
People want to recharge and get ready
on Sunday. We want to have barbecues, meals.
Yeah, man. I got a new crib. I was looking to have you over, man.
And you sat there. You didn't do a lot this weekend, did I?
I like to relax. New crib though, so you know how it goes. Had to take care of some.
You're a guy who'll sit on a couch for quite a while.
Oh, on Sunday football and Saturday college football. I love it all. I didn't even watch the fights on Saturday. I didn't watch them. No, I watched them later.
Were you I will say I called that and I knew and I called.
Hey, I like the people online. Way to go, Shab. Way to go.
Nobody called that.
Big Brown.
Nobody called that.
Hey,
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't call it. But this is the thing. Let's just dive on in.
Let's dive on
Every
in.
other fucking podcast and radio show has in the world.
Right.
But the thing is anyone who calls this, and I'm not, obviously Rogan did, and he corrected it on his show that he did with Dana White and Tony Hinchcliffe. But anyone who calls this or thinks this is Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson, is so far off. Yeah. You need to look yourself in the mirror and then slam your face in the wall. Yeah. Just slam it in the wall. If Buster Douglas fights Mike Tyson 100 times, he loses 99.
Yes.
That was a fluke.
Yes.
Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey is similar to Holyfield versus Tyson.
Yeah.
Because Ronda, I guess, and this whole Tyson thing, I don't get.
No.
Let's jump on in.
Let's jump on in.
She's not Mike Tyson.
No.
Her striking is not Mike Tyson.
No.
And this is the public and the UFC and Dana White and even everyone going, oh no, you're Mike Tyson like.
And
you're Mike Tyson
her competition. We saw actually what happened when she fought a real striker.
She looked ridiculous.
She was definitely outclassed.
She got outclassed.
And I have to say, I don't want to throw you under the bus, but you've always been very, very supportive of Ronda. You've never said anything, but you did always say that you were very, very tactful, even with me privately, to say that Ronda had big holes in her stand-up game, and that if she did meet somebody who was a really good striker, it could be an issue.
What I told you probably 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And the people go, I thought you weren't going to talk about Ronda. I don't want to talk about Ronda's personal life.
Right.
I don't want. That's not fair to her. It's not fun for me.
Yeah, it's not
I
you.
want to do that. It's not me. I don't want to do that. But what I did tell you, I said there's gonna come a time where this is all gonna blow up for her. I don't know when.
I remember.
And I told you this.
And you were very protective about it. You didn't like saying it to me.
I didn't.
And
like
you never
saying
said it to anybody.
And
you said it to me.
Tell you? I said I came up with a plan to get her out.
Yeah.
I even had a plan to help her out.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
And I get it. Listen, if Ronda did to me what I did to her, I'd hate me too. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you though? I want to read something that she on her Instagram, and I think
you talking about her post after the
Yeah.
weigh-ins? That was her Facebook. I don't think
Yeah.
that was. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Is her Instagram too?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was her
Okay,
Facebook.
so-
Someone sent it to me because I was sticking up for her, and then someone sent me her post. Which, go ahead.
I mean, I really couldn't get why she would do something like this.
Read it out, Callan, for the
She said,
listeners.
fake ass, cheap shot and fake respect, fake humility, bitch. Preacher's daughter, my ass. I see through your fake sweet act now. You're getting your ass kicked tomorrow, and I'm really going to enjoy the beating I give you. #and still. Can you, as somebody who knows her really well, shed some light on what she was thinking, why she'd be that nasty?
It's emotional.
But that's not respectful
I
to
know.
women, especially a high caliber,
agree.
accomplished woman like Holly Holm. And you know Holly.
Yes.
And I've never heard anything bad about Holly. She's an amazing person.
She's the Chris Weidman of the women's.
So she
division.
doesn't
She's
deserve-
the nicest person ever.
Right. So
and she's so talented.
So when Ronda calls somebody a fake ass bitch who's of that quality, there's something wrong.
And we've never really seen Ronda do this. So on the Betch fight, right? Because Betch kind of went suicide, like told her about suicide.
Yeah.
And I know Ronda's
And I
dead.
wanted Betch
and
to
I
cry
get
to
that.
get
We want
pounded.
Betch to get pounded. But when I saw this, I thought, uh-oh, now Ronda's fighting emotional. Now it's all that's an emotional backlash because. And I'm sure some of this stuff come out. All her drama she's had in camp with Edmund, her mom, other X factors in her personal life coming up, it all came to this perfect storm. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, man, that's not good. That's not good at all. And this is the thing. Ronda's not a bad person. She comes off as a bad person. She's surrounded, and I've said this from I told you the same fucking thing. I don't know why people don't jump on board more. Have I ever lied about any of this?
No.
Never.
No.
Ronda's surrounded by bad people. She's not a bad person. She's a great person that surrounds herself with broken people. She wants to fix people. You know, she comes from a rough background, right?
Yeah.
Where she's always looking for love and acceptance, and she surrounds herself with these horrible people. And listen, again, and people thought I was just talking shit about Travis Brown when he went to Glendale Fighting Club. Nope. Edmund's not a good coach. He's not a good coach. Look at his coaching in between rounds. You got her exactly where we want you. You're doing great. The fuck? If I was Ron, I'd be like, what fight are you watching? I'm getting fucked up right now, man.
Yeah.
This running at people with a girl with good footwork and a world champ pedigree.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work.
Well, I think
man.
she got tagged, and I think she panicked.
She's
and
never been hit like that.
Went to her happy place, which was head and arm. I want to throw you.
Yes.
She went into her judo place because she got rocked.
That's
and
her
I don't
home
think
base.
I don't think any coach in the world at that point could help her. But do you think
You can a game plan. You can
Sure.
have. Because this is the thing.
Yeah.
To be a great fighter, it takes three things. Number one is heart. That beats out everything.
Yeah.
You have to have a fighter's heart. Without
Yeah.
that, you're just a fucking tin man.
She's got that for sure.
100% she has that.
Ronda's got heart.
Number two, talent. Heart and talent are going to take
got
you
talent.
pretty fucking far, especially in the UFC. The sport's so new. Heart and talent are going to take you very, very far. Very far. At number three, and this is the X factor for most fighters, is coaching.
Yeah,
So
of course
at
it
a
is.
world championship level, you have the heart, you have the talent, do you have the coaching? If you don't have the coaching, trust me, I know when you get to a certain level, guys can figure you out.
Yes.
So Ronda has the heart, she has the talent. What is she missing? The goddamn coaching. And it's never shown so much than that, because we're not talking about a right hand at Cotter. You can't chalk that up to Ronda got caught.
No, she got completely outclassed.
Completely outclassed, outstruck.
To be-
So then look at Ronda. Look at Holly Holmes. Excuse me. Look at Holly Holmes. One, crazy heart. She's a multi-time world champion, kickboxer and boxer.
Yes.
Multiple different weight
19
classes.
time
She's had over 40 fights.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean,
MMA, she's only had 7. So, okay, so let's talk about talent. Yeah, man. The Holly Holmes is super talented. She's big, too. Tough fight for Ronda. Number 3, coaching.
Yeah.
She has the best coach in the game at Winklejohn, and then Greg Jackson, who's giving out the game plan. So what Greg Jackson does is like pinky in the brain. Winklejohn is pinky, and Greg Jackson is the brain. So Winklejohn breaks down, you know what I'm saying, all the techniques, all that stuff. He's put so much time into her. She's been there, I think, since she was 15.
Wow.
Working with these guys. She's like they brought her up to make this world champ.
Wow.
And so what Greg Jackson does is he's a genius when it comes to this. That's why George St. Pierre worked with him. John Jones went there. Overeem, Frank Mir,
comes up with a game
Donald
plan.
Cerrone, everyone. Andre Arlovsky, myself, Carwin, Nate Marquardt, Keith Jardine, Tate Fletcher, Rashad Evans. I can go on all day. There's a reason why we gravitate towards this guy, because he's a genius breaking down fights. He's not going to show you how to punch. He knows the ground. He's not going to break all that down. What he's going to show you is how to stick to a game plan and beat this person. So, and I'm quoting Greg Jackson here. He said this was an easy game plan. Ronda does the same thing every single time.
Right.
So for him, he looks at that.
We saw what Ronda. We saw how limited Ronda's game is in terms of she throws you. She's a judo thrower. She's never done a single or a double leg. She's not a wrestler. And
that's not her thing, and her knees are bad.
Right. And so it's judo. It's armbar, and we saw some punching and some knees with Sarah McMahon. We saw some punching, but what I saw, all due respect, and to be fair to Edmund, who I don't know his coach, I can't break that down, but to be fair to anybody who coaches Ronda at the point, whether it's Edmund or anybody over there, I don't think what I saw was that Holly Holm as a striker has such a head start. I don't see Ronda ever closing that gap.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's not Buster Douglas like, because Buster Douglas Tyson fight, Buster Douglas gets knocked the fuck out 99 times.
Yes.
Holly Holmes and Ronda fight, I don't see Ronda solving this case.
There's no way. And I don't think any coach could help her in this case, because it's so hard to catch up to someone like Holly Holm, right?
It's going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean,
but if anyone can do it, it's Ronda
Ronda.
Rousey. But this thing, and I love this. This is the way our world works, and it drives me nuts. Before Ronda fight, every celebrity known to man tweets supporting Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
As soon as she loses, every celebrity known to man starts making fun of Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
We love
tearing
to
our heroes
tear
down.
down our heroes. We love, because that makes them one step closer to us. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Oh, she was the best, but she failed. Don't fucking forget, there would be no Holly Holmes without Ronda Rousey.
I agree.
There would be no superstar in the UFC. There'd be no women's fighting at all if it wasn't for Ronda.
Right.
There would be none of that.
Right.
And sometimes when the light shines on these brightest stars, they have the biggest shadows.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes you don't want to know the in and outs of your stars.
Yeah.
You just don't, man. Don't ever meet your hero, because it's not going to go the way you picture in your mind.
Well, it requires a great deal of energy, more than most people even have, to become a champion like Ronda. And sometimes all that attention can leave other aspects a little bit wanting.
I agree. And everyone's taking their shot at Ronda. She's a terrible person. She's this. No, she's not a terrible person. She believed her own hype, and she's having some struggles in her personal life as far as us. So that catches up to you. And this is the other, let me play devil's advocate here. And Rogan did the same thing to me. I feel like you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're doing entertainment, doing this. Okay. What about Ronda? What if what if Chris Weidman was doing 4 movies a year and then trying to compete at the world-class level?
It'd be very, very tough.
It'd be very, very tough.
Yeah.
And Ronda's talking about retirement.
Yeah.
It'd be very tough.
Yeah.
How many movies has Holly Holmes done?
Zero.
Zero.
Exactly 0.
What's Holly Holmes doing?
Yeah, she's training.
She has 7 fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not jumping on a bandwagon and saying, oh, I knew Holly was going to do this. I didn't. I thought Ronda was so damn good. Even with her flaws in her striking, she was going to get a hold of Holly and do something nasty to her. I said it would go later than all her other fights, except Misha Tate. I thought it would go past the first round. But once you see a world-class boxer against Ronda,
wow,
it's surprising.
It's true. And I think, though, the criticism for Ronda comes from the way she treats the people she beats and the way she treats her competition in an unnecessarily aggressive, like not banging gloves with Holly Holm, not shaking Misha's, that kind of stuff, holding grudges and then saying things about people in such a derogatory way is not actually how we want our champions to hold themselves. I don't. Well, I don't think, for me, when I see what she said about Holly with that Instagram, it hurts my feelings.
Bummer. Me too.
Because I don't think that's a good example for kids. I don't think it's a good example for girls coming up. I don't like that. I don't think it's, and look what happens. When you don't have, there's a reason being humble.
When you do fall,
humble in victory and humble in defeat.
Yes.
Why being humble is a virtue that we teach and instill in our competitors, in our children. There's a reason that's a virtue.
I get this, but okay.
So I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that some criticism is warranted.
I agree. Well, that's the thing. You can act like that.
Yeah.
But when you fall, boy, is that fall gonna be nasty, and you're gonna have to eat this. I don't think Ronda is that bad of a person. I think she's always been the outcast, and she has this fucking defense mechanism where she lashes out like that. You got to remember she dropped out of high school, right? Because she was the oddball, started doing judo. Not a lot of girls are doing judo. Not the cool kids in school are getting asked to prom, put on a fucking judo.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So she has this.
A lot of it's a wreckage of her past.
100%.
Yeah.
The most important person in her life, her dad, passed away.
Yeah.
Right? So she holds all this in. She's trying to fill that void. So for her, you know how women are. They don't let go of shit.
Yeah.
So now we expect them as fighters to be like guys. No, man.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why women's fighting, it's so like, for lack of a better term, it's emotional. It's catty.
Yeah.
They want to fuck each other up.
It's amazing.
Guys are more of a sport. Girls, they make it personal.
Right.
Especially Ronda.
Right.
So it's tough, man, because we want our hero to look like this. But when you're that hero and you're that quiet, it's like the Evander Holyfield thing. Yeah. Evander Holyfield beat a ton of guys Tyson did. He placed in the Olympics, right? He should have got gold. He beat Tyson twice.
Yeah.
Who do we talk about more?
Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Why? Because he has that negative personality.
Yeah.
He has that dark light.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So DC's a stand-up guy that has never done anything wrong. He's amazing.
John Jones is the
Even when DC was current and fighting, who did we talk about who wasn't even training?
Yeah, you're right.
John Jones.
You're right.
That's how it goes.
You're absolutely right. That's a very good point.
Okay, here's another one for you. Who's the other people we talk about? Diaz, Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Why is that? Are they champions? Nope.
No,
Because they have
so
this
colorful.
dark light, this colorful light
Yeah.
that people are drawn to. Now we're drawn to it, and we want to see him fall, though.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot of territory. And the difference between Ronda and these other champs, like Conor McGregor, we've sat down with Conor McGregor. I've had lunch with him. He's a great person.
Yes.
He's a guy I could be like, you know what, my son, if he was like Conor, I'm cool, man.
Right.
I've raised a good kid.
Right.
Because he gets the business. He wants to get paid. He talks the game. He trains right. He doesn't hurt anyone's feelings.
Right.
He talks it within the boundaries.
He's also gracious when he beats people.
Exactly. That's the difference. He's not serious.
Yeah.
Ronda's 100%
She's serious. It's a real
Floyd
fight.
Mayweather is not serious.
Right.
Ronda's dead serious. And that's what hurts me. It's like, oh, man, this is so dark.
Yeah.
Like when I saw that post, I was like, oh, fuck. I text my brother. He goes, "Oh, are you watching?" I said, "I'm not watching, but I have a bad feeling."
You know, that's, by the way,
I don't watch Ronda's fights usually.
Right.
I don't. We have a history, whatever. I don't watch them. I get nervous. I care about her safety. I don't give a fuck if she could be in the next 10 Batmans. I don't give a fuck what she does as far as success as that goes.
No, but you care about her.
Yes,
of course you do.
100%. I don't want to see her get hurt.
And I know you do. And the thing that I saw with that tweet or that whatever that post was, calling Holly a fake ass bitch and all, is, you know what I thought? I said, wow, you are really surrounded by yes men. You don't have one person in your life saying, hey, that's really uncool, very unchampionship like, and you can't do that because it makes you look terrible. Nobody had the guts to stand up and say that, and you always told me that. You always told me
you that.
She's surrounded by everybody who yeses her to death. And I think I don't care who you are, if that's the case, that's what I've heard from you. If that's the case, then that is probably the worst thing you can ever do for yourself.
Well, think
you
about
need
it. Think about
people like
came out.
you or me. When you step out of line, I step out of line. What's the first thing we do?
Call each other
we
out.
check each other right away.
Can't act like
we
that.
do it all the time.
Her mom did it. People are like, oh, her mom's gone bad on her. Granted, her mom probably shouldn't have came out and did in interviews. took care of that in her home, in her personal life.
Yeah.
But even her mom goes, yeah, she's surrounded by yes men.
Yeah.
So you got your mom.
So let me ask you this: do you think because she's such a loyal person, Ronda's so loyal,
Most
is
loyal
she gonna
person I know.
if she's got to change camps? If she doesn't change camps, I don't know, but I don't see. I don't know how you solve that riddle. I mean that's a very difficult opponent.
I don't want to see her fight Cyborg at a catch weight.
my
That's
God.
for sure.
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
see any of that.
No, we saw. No, of course not.
I feel like something. I hate to say this. I feel like something even more drastic is going to have to change for her to switch camps.
Really?
I feel like Edmund's going to have to go to prison, shut down Glendale Fighting Club.
Well, let's not guess too hard.
No, I'm not guessing. I'm not guessing. That's just me. I'm just saying worst case scenario, something that would have to happen in order for her to switch.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I would talk. Maybe she's doing some other stuff. Hopefully, but I at what point do you realize that this isn't good? At what point?
Yeah. Is Edmund strictly a boxing coach? He's not
Straight boxing.
So she's not even really learning. Maybe she is learning Muay Thai and stuff. I don't know.
She doesn't know no.
Yes or no?
He's a straight boxing coach.
And that's what she's focusing on.
That's all she focuses on.
Yeah. That's not going to get the job done.
But again,
against
it's easy to sit here and criticize Ronda and break her down after a loss, right?
Yes.
Like it's super easy to say you should change this, you should change that.
We're not though. We're just
not. We're being constructive, and
Yeah.
obviously changes have to be made.
We're also talking
this
about
is the
what
other
we
thing.
saw.
And everyone's doing this. All anyone's talking about is Ronda this, Ronda this. It's Holly Holmes, man.
You're right.
It's fucking Holly Holmes.
She got beat
But
by
guess
by
what?
an amazing fighter.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You saw
Amazing.
You saw how good Holly Holmes is. You saw
We really haven't seen it though.
God.
Because you look at her other fights, they're all decisions.
Here's
like
what
she's not knocking bitches out.
Here's why Ronda though is historically significant, and why Dana White is historically significant, and why the UFC is historically significant.
Easy.
I'm telling you.
Easy.
Dana White, say what you will,
Did he pay
made
you?
the choice to bring women into the UFC, and here's
Just
the thing.
because of Ronda.
Exactly.
If there's no Ronda, these other girls aren't there.
And that's why Ronda Rousey has to be given her due regardless of if
I
she
agree.
ever fights again. Why? Because let me tell you something. A bunch of dudes, it's all dudes mostly, it's not women, a bunch of dudes are as invested in that fight that we saw with Holly Holmes and Ronda Rousey. We are all talking about it. We're talking about her footwork, and Holly's got that great...
The entire
great-
nation
and,
is.
and, it's, and we're as excited about women fighting.
With just one, really.
Sure, but I never thought I'd see that day, and I'm telling you, I'm being honest.
Me too.
Women
Dana
fighting.
didn't either. Dana,
Of course he didn't.
7 years ago goes, women will never fight
Right,
in the UFC.
so everybody,
until Ronda
so Dana has to be given his due. Ronda definitely has to be given her
More
due,
Ronda
and
than
Holly
anything.
Holmes has to be given her due for being that good and showing the world, like where we're all going. Whoa, that's an incredibly skilled striker.
Right? Amazing.
I mean-
so let me ask you this. Let's say Ronda, she's not going to. Let's say she goes, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just going to do movies and make babies. I'm out of the UFC. And you've put all your eggs in the women of the UFC.
Tough one.
What do? Name the next biggest draw. Go.
It's a problem.
No, but just like throw out a name.
Conor McGregor.
Well, no, I'm okay, but I'm saying women.
No.
Joanna, she's not pulling UFC big pay-per-view
No,
numbers.
no.
Paige?
No.
Come on. Who else?
Well,
no, but just throw some out.
What
Nisha?
has to happen?
She's not a
is
draw.
It would have to be. It'd have to be Cyborg, Holly Holm, and we'd watch that fight.
And that's
you know
it.
what I mean?
But the women's division without Ronda is so screwed.
Yeah.
They need her so bad.
So let me ask you this: so Ronda, I believe, broke her jaw in 3 places.
I don't know if it's confirmed. Is it confirmed?
I don't know.
I've heard.
It's
she,
not confirmed.
She tweeted out she's okay.
Okay.
I've heard she broke her jaw and it's wired. We've heard
All right, we don't
multiple
know.
things. I know Dana White went on Rogan's podcast. They did it on a plane.
Yeah.
And Dana White goes, no, she didn't receive any injuries. And Rogan goes, but a terrible concussion. For
Come on,
sure
Dana.
got a concussion.
Hey, Dana.
Even Ronda
Dana,
didn't.
come on.
Even Ronda doesn't think she got a concussion. That's how you know you got knocked the fuck
You
out.
went to-
Hey, I've been in the same thing. I was like, I'm fine. Well, yeah, I know, but you're like climbing an invisible ladder when you fought Ben Rothwell. Your brain was like short circuiting. I'm like, really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, you got kicked in the head and
It's
in the
tough,
neck.
man. Yeah, she got kicked right in the neck.
you definitely got brain damage with that. And of
100%.
course we wish her well, but she's
I
gonna.
hate seeing that.
Oh,
man.
it's awful.
With
but
guys, I can kind of handle it. If whatever, call me
I didn't like
sexist.
seeing it.
With girls,
No.
It's the worst.
Oh, but she's going to fight Holly Holm, and do you think it'll be 6 months, 9 months, a year? What do you think?
I bet
It'll be a year.
I bet a year. I bet Holly fights Misha because they did her wrong. I don't know any of this. I know Dana did interviews.
Holly's going to murder Misha.
Yeah.
She's gonna, no, look at me.
She's now you're on the Holly train?
Well, I mean.
You're talking all that shit.
Well, no, I mean. There's no. I'm sorry. I've sat cage
about
side.
matchups,
I've sat
though.
cage
It's about
side.
matchups.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I've sat cage side. I've watched all those women, including Misha Tate, fight.
I know it's a far drop.
It's going to be a disaster.
It's a far drop off.
I'm telling you, if Misha's my girlfriend, I'm not letting her fight. I'm not letting her fight. I'm gonna go. You can't. I'm not
With
letting
that
her fight.
body, she's not fighting anything.
I'm not letting her fight Holly Holm. I'm not letting her go get wrecked.
Besides Big Brown in bed,
That's
she's
right.
not fighting anything.
That's right. That's right. Or me in bed. Relax, dude.
Either or. That's easy,
Either or.
bro.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Don't get me in a shoving match with you. Yeah. Bottom line is
we'll
this.
Fight for Misha right now.
I would fight you in a million right now for her.
Got that? Stutters?
I got a little scared.
I'll do it right now.
I'd lose pretty quickly.
Okay. No. Hey, so let's just all hell freezes over. Let's say Holly. Let's say Misha's done. Right. Connor loses to Jose Aldo.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And by the way,
it's that
wah here. Real upset.
Dana goes, see ya. I'll tell you what, I appreciate how good of an actor Dana is at the press conference.
Yeah.
Acting like everything's all good.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I knew this was gonna be good. I'm happy for Holly. I'm fucking happy.
The fight.
I'm so happy she won. Fuck. Fuck. No, but Ronda's fine. She didn't suffer anything.
Dana, you seem like you're kind of sad right now. What's going on?
I'm not sad. I'm also happy, Holly.
Well, your face is really. Like, what did you think?
I know, but Holly's just a big draw.
Oh God, you're throwing up. Get him some towels.
No, please,
Dana, please get him some towels.
No,
Dana.
Joe Silva fixed this. There's a lot of.
Oh God, he's throwing. Get him some more towels for God's sake.
No, we'll just.
Dana, we got one more question. If you can just stop
money.
throwing up for a second.
We'll just start investing in marketing money and. God, who else?
Ben Rothwell.
What about Liz Carmouche?
Jesus, he's so upset. Listen, you're under a lot of stress. You're obviously throwing up from stress.
No, we're fine. We'll jump on this first class plane, and Ronda suffered zero trauma at all.
She'll be fine. Now, when do you think the rematch is going to be? And do you think Ronda will come back and beat Holly Holm?
Can Ronda fight next week?
Oh God, no, Dennis, she can't fight next week. You can't push her that fast.
Next week?
It's not about your purse strings, for God's sake.
I'm impressed with his composure.
Yeah.
He's a real pro.
Oh, he's a pro, man.
Because I would have been like,
it's not an easy job.
This is me if I'm Dana White, and after Ronda loses, my biggest draw. Thanks, everyone in Australia, for coming out to UFC 193. Hope everyone's had a good time. I'm as surprised as everyone else. Fuck! Fuck! What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Oh God!
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. It's tough.
Because the Holly's so soft spoken.
Fuck!
I just I'm glad to see.
It's got to be. You know what, man? I was
biggest
thinking,
draw ever.
When I saw who's the big blonde heavyweight? For God's sake,
big blonde heavyweight.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
After he got just pummeled by Cain Velasquez, and he was sitting, and I watched that, and I remember thinking this. I thought, he's not bummed about that. What he realizes is that he'll never beat Cain Velasquez because he doesn't know how to deal with that kind of boxing.
Been there.
And it's okay. But I think Ronda has to believe that something drastic is going to have to change with her game plan to deal with that kind of striking.
I don't know if you get to that level by thinking that way.
Really?
I know it's shitty to say.
Oh, hold on.
Mm-hmm. I think.
What do you think?
I think she thought she was invincible, and that this is just a fluke. Is the drama leading up to the fight.
But she has to
know. It's going to take.
She has to know that Holly wasn't there when she was striking. She was getting tagged.
Not even she ran into the cage. Not even there.
Yeah,
it was like some video game shit.
Holly's seen whatever is going on.
Oh, and guess who's
crazy
confident now? Holly Holmes.
Of course. She of course. Holly Holmes just went, "Oh, you're going to try to judo me? Let me push your hips away. You got your hips close. Let me drop level here and get below."
This is a world title fight. Oh, cool. I've done these before. like normal, like usual, right? Yeah, I've done this a bunch.
And by the way,
check this out.
How about the shape she was in? Are you kidding me?
She's always in good shape.
Oh my lord!
When she's at Jackson, man, we used to watch her beat the brakes off dudes.
Really?
Oh, savage.
Dude, and she's tall and she's muscular.
Muscular, and
long,
a good person.
And
a great work ethic.
Yeah.
Guess who doesn't sell tickets, though? A good person with a good work ethic.
Yeah.
They just
maybe
don't.
Not.
Holly, take advice from Big Brown. Get a drug habit. Treat some people like shit.
Let me tell you something.
Do something.
That rematch is going to be the biggest thing in women's sports ever, in my opinion. I don't see anybody.
Well, the first one already is. What else? What's even closer in women's sports?
But that rematch,
everybody
wants to see Ronda. What is Ronda going to do? And that's a lot of weight.
How's she going to solve that puzzle?
That's a lot of weight on Ronda's shoulders. But this is what champions.
If anyone can handle it,
it's Ronda Rousey. If anybody can do it, Ronda Rousey.
Guess who's not going to be doing movies though? Holly.
Yeah.
What happens to Ronda's movie roles? Are the directors like, no, that we had that lead when you're undefeated. You're kind of playing.
But you know what she's got? She's a personality. Ronda Rousey's
you would say she's a personality for camera.
I don't know.
Careful with your words, sir.
No, but I think Ronda.
Oh, that's exactly. Oh, she has so much charisma.
She has charisma. She
talks to the camera.
Well, she does. She has charisma. She's got something about her like
for
that
sure.
where we want to like a magnetism.
Yeah, like an O.J. Simpson thing.
Sir.
I can't stop watching O.J.
Sir.
Sorry, please.
Sir. The point is, I don't think her movie career is over.
No, I don't either.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to be funny. I think she's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're the lead anymore.
Well, I do think a lot of it was predicated on being the baddest woman on the planet.
Yes, right? That Floyd Mayweather-esque vibe, aura, is gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone.
And it's an education for all people who watch fighting. It's an education.
Anyone can.
It was an education for me.
Really?
Well, because I didn't know what Ronda's striking was. I didn't see enough of it.
It was hard to tell.
I did have people who knew the striking game very well tell me that she is making big mistakes coming in there with her chin up and all that.
You know what though? But again, this isn't a Ronda effort. Ronda didn't come out and say, "I'm the Mike Tyson of women."
Right.
It's all the UFC ambassadors, all the experts, all the media.
Yes.
You guys are at fault. Everyone's at fault for this.
And by the way, Ronda was, I think, pretty respectful of Holly up until the
leading up.
Yeah, like Ronda was pretty respectful.
She did an interview on Jimmy Kimmel, and she goes when she was on there before, like hyping the fight, and they asked about Holly Holmes. She said, she's tough, but I'm gonna win. The only way she thinks she's gonna beat me is by a head kick, but that ain't happening. She kind of called it.
Oh wow. Yeah, and so I think I noticed that she was really kind of pretty cool about it. And then that last day with that post was so confusing.
That's just emotional.
But then again, it was emotional. But
again, that's her though.
And I forgive Ronda that emotion. What she needs to do is surround herself with people who will call her out when she's behaving in an unchampion-esque kind of way.
That's like saying,
being very political.
That's like saying, hey, Brendan, you need to not like girls with fat asses and big titties. I can't help it.
Well, no, but you can you can get people around you that are constructive criticizers. People who can call you on.
It's tough, man.
Real friends, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
If you don't have them,
real friends,
guess
that's
what?
What real friends
if you don't have them yet, they ain't happening this far down the road.
Yeah.
If you got this far down the river without a paddle, you're probably not going to find one.
So you don't think Ronda has friends that are on the equal footing? She's always got to be the alpha, or what is that about? Is that a personality thing?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a great question.
Because she was certainly, not to get personal, but she was never that way with you. You guys
couldn't be. Couldn't be. Couldn't be.
No,
I don't put up with that.
No,
That's why we didn't work out. I don't put up with any of that. You know this.
Mm.
Her I don't know her crew now. I don't. I'm not going to pretend to. The best friend that I knew for her and the friend that I liked the most was Marina.
Yeah.
Marina's pretty legit.
Well, I hope, I'm looking
but again,
to that.
a lot of the friends won't stick around.
There's a lot. Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown.
Heavy lies the crown.
Heavy lies the crown.
Can I be honest though, to put in perspective and not to switch things here? The rest of the card was shit. Yeah, we'll go. Let me just go through the rest of the card. What do you think was to happen with Struve and Rochelle? Did I not call it?
Yes.
Did I not call that fight? Boring 3-round decision.
Yeah.
And no shit. And no shit.
Wrestling clinic.
And no shit.
I take it down.
No shit. Horrible fight.
I take you down.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you put that on the main card?
Yeah.
Why in God's name?
I take you down.
Who was like, you know what? Did Italian do it? I want the roast shot and the struve.
I take you
make
down.
The struve.
Now it's time for me taking you down.
I take you down. I dry hump you for 3 rounds.
I'm going to just see how long it's going to take me to get to Kingdom, and I may have to jump. Oh, I got some time.
Oh, you got time? It's super close.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's really cool. Ain't so far away.
Oh, you got this, man. You
I got
at least
this,
another
brother.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, you called the Whitaker-Uriah Hall fight, though.
Huh?
You called the Uriah
Yeah,
Whitaker.
I called the Whitaker-Uriah, but Uriah Hall should have won that fight.
You never
Whitaker
know.
had him
Uriah's
against that,
biggest thing is his mental game, man.
Whitaker had him, and he pulled back. Not Whitaker. What's his name? Is that his name?
That's right. Whitaker.
Oh.
Right?
He had him. No.
Hey, that's right in it, Evan. Whitaker? Uriah Hall Whitaker?
What about
Is
it?
that his name, Whitaker?
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
Robert.
Robert.
Whitaker had him, and then he backed off. It was weird.
You're saying Uriah Hall had him backed off.
Whitaker had Uriah Hall. He connected a couple times.
Yeah. And then Bigfoot, Hunt. Again, I didn't watch it. Just saw the Ronda one. That's about it.
Yeah,
The
Hunt looked good.
The rest of that car was, how I say, the shit, eh?
Yeah.
And make a shit, eh? It's weird. But can I tell you, I was kind of bummed out because it puts things in perspective. Obviously, it's our job at what we do to break down this Ronda fight, this huge news. But it puts in perspective with the Paris stuff. What I tell you, I text you, I said, man, this fucking Paris stuff bums me out.
Yeah.
So sports and that stuff, it's all once you see that, the rest of the world's black and gray, man. It's like in the grand scheme of things, Ronda losing is that big of a deal?
Sure.
Not really.
Not when people open fire and kill a bunch of innocent people. And
that's a big
I wanted to
issue.
put some of that stuff in perspective, and you can just consider this the dropping knowledge and stuff, because I know that people see what happens in a situation like this is we want to solve the problem
And kill him.
and we want an enemy, and we want an easy enemy, and what we want to do is say, well, these guys are young Islamic men, therefore what's the common factor? It must be Islam. And I think that is a temptation that must be resisted, and here's why. Islam is a religion.
Yes.
It's simply a religion. There are about 1.3, 1.5 billion Muslims in the world. Remember that many of those countries like Indonesia and even Egypt, Indonesia, well, and Egypt, but especially like Indonesia,
You got that?
Turkey, and a lot of those countries where women are very much in many ways on equal footing. They're fairly modern countries. They're moderate countries. They're allies of the United States. We have to be very careful in suggesting that because they're Muslim, they are violent.
See, I don't hear a lot of that.
Well, I
People
hope
want
not,
an
because
enemy,
what
though.
we're dealing
I
with
think
here
you're-
is fanatics. We're dealing with
fanatics.
fanatical ideological extremism, which exists in all forms. It happens to be in allied with the Islamic faith at this point. And remember,
See, I'm not hearing a lot of this.
you're not?
I'm
Okay,
not.
good.
I think
because I am.
I'm not,
Okay.
but I think I'm not saying it's a cop out. I think that's the easy direction to go. I think by not doing anything is a mistake.
Exactly.
I think you
But let's
have
talk about
to
what
do
to do.
something.
So here's what I think we need to do.
They bombed them already, and they call it all this is a marketing employee because they said, "Oh, we bombed the shit out of them. 20 bombs isn't a shitload. It's not bombing the shit out of them."
Well, I would always remind people. I'm a guy who always believes my first reaction is I want to go fucking kill those guys. That's how I am. That's Bryan Callen.
Paris says they're at
That's
war.
Bryan Callen.
US
48.
says we're all good.
Yeah, but now listen, we've dropped a whole lot of bombs in the past 13 years. A whole lot of bombs and killed a whole lot of quote unquote terrorists, a whole lot of quote unquote extremists, a whole lot of certainly a whole lot of Muslims, and. Without going into that, how is it going so far? How did that work out?
I don't think you can do that.
You can't.
I don't think you can go, oh, it doesn't work.
Here's
no
my
matter
point.
what we do, they're always.
Here's my point.
There's always going to be
There's a
extremists.
different. There are a lot. We have to fight this battle on a number of different fronts. There is a place for the military, of course. When you got maniacs like this who are willing to kill people and kill themselves, you got to take these fuckers out where they live. You got to take them out before they do these things. We need a strong
come here.
intelligence apparatus and everything. But the other thing we need to do is this. I think you have to find out who's financing these people. You got to find out the countries. You got to find out the names. You got to publicly shame those people. You got to censor those people. You got to do whatever you have to do.
You know what you do when you publicly shame them? They blow people up.
Well, remember this. We're dealing with an ideology. So ISIS has gone from being this sort of focused area of Iraq and Syria, and it's become an ideology. It's become an idea, and that idea is infecting disenfranchised men,
outcasts,
all over the country,
Yes.
all over the world, and that's what needs to be fought. That's what needs to be kept in mind. You have to stand up to it. It is a problem that can be defeated. The good news is that this kind of fanatical, ideological, puritanical Islam is not a real idea. It's not even a philosophy. It's just a bunch of concepts. And the majority of Muslims, even fairly puritanical Muslims, find this interpretation of Islam to be so incredibly offensive to them because they're criminals. They're criminals. They're rapists and criminals and thieves. They're not allied to any religion. But
you gotta
I understand.
Something.
Yes, and I understand people saying, "Hey, you have to take into account
Obama's approach. Chill.
What Muslims need to do? What Muslims need to do? Muslims need to kind of also stand up and say this kind of stuff is wrong. The mosques that are preaching this kind of hatred, those mosques need to be either censored or at least shamed or whatever.
Yeah, you blow them up.
Well, you don't want to blow them up.
You send Tim Kenny and take care of him.
Well, that's
Tim Kenny, Brian Stann, get your shit on.
We've done enough of that.
Can someone send the bat signal for Brian Stann and Tim Kenny and kill him?
Yeah, exactly. It's a problem,
tough,
but it can be defeated.
But especially in France, was it 30%? 30%?
It has the highest Muslim population, but I think it's only 10%.
I heard 30 on CNN.
10% of Europe.
Can you check, Evan?
Some countries have a 10%
No, they say
of
in
their population.
Paris it's 30% now.
I'd be very surprised if it's that high. Very surprised. I think it's 10%.
Is CNN lying to me?
CNN throws around a lot of these statistics, and I don't believe them. But certainly Europe is.
You know who I don't believe?
Me?
Brian Cal.
Well, that's fair. but that's very fair. But actually, I think 10% of Europe tops.
Excuse me. Estimated total of 5 to 10% of the national population. That's the percentage of Islam in France.
In France.
Yeah.
It's not what about Paris?
No. Paris. The city.
Paris is higher.
It's high, and I've spent plenty of time there, and there are big neighborhoods.
90%.
Paris is 98% Muslim. There are large neighborhoods that have a lot of.
That's what they say.
Primarily Muslim. Yes.
That's tough, man. I don't know how you solve that.
You solve it. But
this is what's weird is America says, "Oh, what's up?"
10 to 15% in Paris.
15,
yeah, that's a lot. 15 is a lot.
15%.
I doubt it's that high, but it might be. And that's high.
15%.
The French have been incredibly liberal in their immigration policies and very, very kind to Muslim Arabs and Muslims from all over the world, and been very liberal in allowing Muslims to express themselves, build mosques and things like that.
This is how you repay them?
Yeah, and that's the big bummer.
Well, now, and they're saying
that's what the embarrassment
with the intelligence research, there's more planned attacks.
Always are.
Scary, man.
Always are.
That's why I keep my ass in the United States.
Oh, do you know who doesn't?
Big Brown ain't traveling across the pond.
You know who doesn't fuck around at all? The French intelligence service.
True.
They're not hamstrung with the same laws that we are.
Well, where were they on this one?
Well, they're going back and saying where did we go wrong? I guarantee they're armed.
How scary is it, man? God, it bummed me out.
Well,
fucked up my night.
Yeah, the biggest scare is that you have to realize people like that would detonate a nuclear bomb if they could get their hands on one.
Oh, I know.
And that's what's
fucking scary. You know what always happens when some world problem happens like this? Some dumb ass celebrity always tweets their opinion out and ruins their career, and there's no coming back from it.
What happened?
Your boy fucking who's the guy from the commercials?
Rob Lowe?
Rob Lowe.
What did he say?
You know what he said? Is this a current event, Evan, or no?
No, I just happen to know what you're talking about.
Can you bring it up?
Yeah, sure.
So you can tell Evan? I mean, can you tell Brian? Dude, he's been killing it, right? Kind of a career revival. He's doing good. And then he tweets this out and just gets fucking reamed. Even I was like, you idiot. Why do this? Yeah. For sure, talk with someone before you tweet that.
Let me see what he said.
Yeah, he fucked up.
And I'm going to give you my rebuttal because I think I probably know what it is.
Fucked up, son. It was such a bummer, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, do you ever hear that Dave Chappelle skit on the 9/11? Where he goes, fucking 9/11 happened. I turn on the TV. They got Ja Rule talking about 9/11, what he thinks. He goes, bitch, I don't give a fuck what Ja Rule thinks about 9/11. It's true, though, right?
Yeah.
They get like these celebrities.
I don't care about what you think. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
What did Rob Lowe say now?
He tweeted out, "Oh, now France closes its borders." And then another one that said, this is either the worst translation of an important speech ever or one of the worst ever given. That was in reference to France's prime minister.
Well, Hollande, I don't like him because he's a socialist, so fuck that guy anyway.
Better get on it, though, boy.
It was the borders comment.
The borders.
Well, so in other words, they should have closed their borders a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
so this wouldn't happen. You know what?
That's not
as bad as I thought.
Yeah. What I can't stand.
Not bad at all.
What I don't
hey,
like.
Rob Lowe, keep on keeping on. I'm still a fan.
What I don't like is when people will say things like this. A lot of times I'll be like, yeah, it was really bad that they did that, but we have to look at what we're doing to cause that kind of a reaction. Let me explain something to you when people say that. When you open fire on a bunch of innocent people like that, and you blow yourself up and kill a bunch of people in restaurants or soccer stadiums, you lose all credibility and grounds for whatever your philosophy or your stand is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore. I don't want to hear it.
No one's life is worth it.
You are bankrupt your philosophy is bankrupt. Everything, you're morally bankrupt. You're ethically bankrupt. And the only thing left for you is a bullet to your head or a jail cell. And that's the way it is.
And I got the guy just to do it.
Yeah.
Tim Kennedy.
That's where those kinds of people just go off the rails. And it's up to Muslims in the countries that those people come from to call their imams out in their mosques that are preaching hatred. It's up to, this is actually
a lot of them are lost souls, right?
It's not just government. It's up to citizens as well to kind of be aware and create sort of the platform on which to fight this. There are ways to do this, and it's important. And I don't know the specifics of how to do that, but I don't think
we will never solve this. This will always be a problem as long as we live.
I don't think Islamic fundamentalism will always be a problem.
There will always
any
be
more than communism.
I'm saying there will always be terrorists.
There will probably always be terrorists. I think you're right. There will always be
always.
the disenfranchised, the forgotten, the forsaken, the angry, the desperate. The
lost,
the
really,
young, isolated, lost.
How about when fucking Americans go over there?
Oh, it's so
what
silly.
The fuck are you doing?
Again, that's a loner. Cool. That's a loner. That's a guy who, again, feels. They always say that when a young man it has nothing going for him, and you put a gun in his hand,
most dangerous person in the world, because you can't account for that. There's no way to predict that.
Right.
How about it?
And remember,
what would you do if you're at the airport and there's some young kid? You're like, is that a one-way ticket to Syria?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You got to kill him right there.
That's right.
With your bare hands.
But guys, keep in mind. Oh, by the way,
ISIS!
No. Remember, most of these Syrian migrants.
His neck like Homer Bart.
Wait a minute. This is very important. Most Syrian migrants, remember, are running from what? From ISIS.
From what?
They're running from ISIS. They are running from these people. So when we have governors in this country saying, I don't want any more. We don't want 10,000 Syrian refugees. They're assholes.
Yeah, those people.
Those Syrians are fucking just men and women and children. Just
have you seen
desperate,
the pictures in time?
Desperate to get away. And these fucking asshole governors who are ignorant. You're ignorant people, and you're saying we don't want any Syrians. They don't have a goddamn thing to do with ISIS. They don't want anything to do with it. They just want to live their goddamn lives. I can't stand when that's where the ignorance kills me.
I'll tell you
That's what I hate.
At the live show, I said, how many people like dropping knowledge? That crowd went nuts.
They did. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said something. He wrote something. He said, when you equate these people with Islam, it's like equating Ku Klux Klan members with Christianity. And remember, those guys wore crosses and they burned crosses. Mm-hmm. And so there have been violent acts done in the name of different religions. So let's just keep that in mind. I've got to run and go to a TV show.
What TV show now?
Kingdom, brother. I got to
We need to figure out. All right. Yeah, you do need to get going.
Now, we got to figure out Wednesday.
We need to figure out Wednesday. And you know what? We need to figure out most. And you don't have to
edit
this out either, Evan.
Yeah.
Next week is our 100th episode at Fox. We got
next week, baby. Well, I got all week done. Hey, remember this, ladies and gentlemen. No more Sunday shows and no more episodic TV. For us, it's about the podcast. Little stand-up. Ain't that right?
Yep.
And I want to thank Tempe for coming out.
Yeah, that was fun.
Force. And we put it down.
We put it down. We're getting better and better.
This
West Coast tour
put it
blowing up.
Maybe not as many fan questions.
Oh,
man. Hey, guys.
Hey, for the West Coast tour, San Francisco.
We got some weird questions.
Sacramento, Portland, Seattle, Vegas, San Diego.
Yep.
If we decide to keep fan questions, Hey, man, think of the question
Come up
before
with
you
stuff that
drink.
makes sense.
God damn
All
it.
right.
Some of the questions were bad.
I'm out.
All right, buddy. I'm going to
you-
hold the fort down from here. I'm going to do current events and fan questions by myself.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh, he has AIDS, right?
HIV positive.
Well, might as well start current events now then.
No. What I mean,
I was just going to say HIV positive.
I'll talk about it.
I don't know what to say about that.
Brian ruins my first
How
current
about
event
this?
before he
How
walks
about the
out of the
good?
room.
You know what the good news is when you're HIV positive?
You know, you fucked a lot
Probably
of
going
girls.
to die of old age. How about that?
Nowadays.
How about that?
Look at Magic Johnson.
Probably-
Flourishing. If you have enough money, you're good.
Doctors will say this. They'll go, here you go. You're going to take a pill. And by the way, the virus has compromised itself so much that it'd be like a little bit like diabetes. You're going to take a pill a day, and you're going to die of old age. So you know what?
It's like herpes.
Yeah, it's not that big. It's not such
Just
big
take a
news.
pill. See ya.
People aren't going to fuck them that much, though. Sorry, Charlie.
No, you know they are. Sorry, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
People are
Sorry,
going to
Charlie.
fuck him. It's just going to cost a lot more.
A
But he
lot
has the
more.
money.
You got to wear 3 condoms, sir.
Sir, you
I'll
need
fuck you behind
full,
a membrane.
You got to wear a full body suit.
3
man.
condoms, and I want that dick dipped in alcohol, please.
I want that dick dipped in charcoal.
Let's dip that thing in alcohol. All right?
Let's get that thing in some fucking rubbing alcohol. All right, brother.
Bye, kids.
I'll hold the fort
Love
down.
you, brother. I love you.
I feel like fucking.
Thanks for holding the fort down.
Thanks, man.
You know I was stressed today. How about my rant on? Here,
Your
should
rant
I
on
write?
what?
I should read my rant, but we don't have time.
Rant on what?
I was so mad.
Oh, with me?
Yeah, we won't. But I was
Dude,
just,
I had a weird day. You can get going before I get into my day, but I had a weird day. I went to my favorite. I'm gonna call him out, man, because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here either. Let me.
this is what I write to Brendan. I'm just pissed off. I go hard to plan when these monkeys can't fucking run a set. I was assured I'd be done by 12:30. I'm calling them monkeys. I'm not calling anybody monkeys, and I like everybody on that set. I'm just so pissed about all of it. I can't do this shit. It's just too much. No more episodic TV. No more Sundays. It's just too exhausting. I get so angry at these people.
I just replied, cool.
I get nothing from it. Then I write 3 more paragraphs. I just need to reassess and simplify. Podcasting and stand-up. I don't think I can do much else. And today is so big for us. So much to cover. Nothing. Trying to push my kingdom time. Nothing. An hour isn't enough time to do the whole thing. You think we could just do the podcast and finish up tonight or tomorrow morning, say at 9? I have to be on set tomorrow at like 11:30. Nothing. Kingdom needs me at 5 sharp.
I had to put you on ice, but
Not ready. Nothing.
nothing.
I have one scene to do. Nothing.
Well, I'll call. What time are you off set tonight?
Not that late. Maybe some dinner.
I'm not mad at that.
Dove's in town too.
We get. For sure, we're going to Scopa with Dove. Make it happen. I can't stay out super late. Do you have a 10 o'clock curfew? No, I'm a grown man, Brian. Let me talk about my day. So it's at Sweet Fin. At Sweet Fin. That's Sweet Fin. Right? They're my favorite restaurant. They're my favorite freaking restaurant in Santa Monica. I go there every time after I work out at Box and Burn. It's off Broadway in Santa Monica, or Broadway in Lincoln. I go there during lunch hours when it's busy. And today I'm sitting there, right? I'm knocking stuff out for the show, and we released shirts today and this other marketing stuff for the West Coast tour. So I got a little station set up, place my order. 45 minutes goes by. Nothing. Not 20, not 30, 45 minutes. I like I said, I go there all the time. I decided to walk on in. I never complain. I hate doing this. I go in trying to be super nice, looking like a real cutie, got a hoodie on, got a hat on, look very friendly. Can't see any of the tattoos. Can't really see my ears, so you can't be judgmental. Go in and I go, hey, how's it going? So I'm outside. I don't know, maybe you just didn't take my order down right, or I'm still waiting. And this woman, trying to be cool here, trying to be politically correct, PC here. This woman goes, hey, man, it's busy. That's typical. It takes that long. I said, 45 minutes? She goes, yeah, it takes that long. Very rude. Very rude. And I was like, okay, well, I have to get going. I have to rush to the studio. Even though Callan was 2 hours late, I had to rush to the studio for no apparent reason. And I was like, starving. Haven't ate all day coming from a workout. So I just canceled my order, got my refund. And I'm walking out, and I'm frustrated for other reasons, too. I'm frustrated. I was thinking to myself, what the I can't do shit. I can't. That doesn't affect. Not that I want to hurt them, but I can't do anything. I did nothing. So what did I do? I tweeted at him. At Sweet Finn. Super disappointed. I go to you guys all the time. I had to cancel my order. So anyone out there that wants to tweet Sweet Finn, I was very frustrated. What can you do? There's really nothing you do. They could be like, you know what, Big Brown? Fuck you and your tuna. Okay, see ya. I don't have a Yelp account. I can't write a negative review. Also, I'm not that guy to write a negative review. People who write negative reviews or people who comment on my Instagram or anyone's Instagram for that case. What? The one time I almost commented on someone's Instagram was this weekend. You know that the pear sign? It's like a peace pear sign.
Yeah.
Right? Did you see homeboy who did the selfie in the mirror? That he's just showing off his body and drew it on his stomach. Did you see this guy?
Yeah, drew the peace sign on his abs.
The only reason I saw it was because of Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, that's how I saw it too.
He Instagram or tweeted out and said, "How about this fucking guy?" And it was the first time I was like, I'm gonna DM him. I'm gonna DM him and belittle him. And I thought, even that, I'm not gonna do that. So again, with restaurants, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Then I go to Starbucks because everyone knows. This fucking Christmas blend is out, and it's my favorite coffee in the world. The only time Starbucks beats any coffee in the world, including Caveman, sorry, Tate, you're going to hate me, is when they do their holiday blend. That Christmas blend, it does not get any better for my money. I load up on that shit. This shit's going to last me till next Christmas. I bought 10 boxes of it. 10 boxes. Straight up.
Do you seriously?
Oh, yeah.
I bought 10 boxes of Christmas blend
Dude,
coffee.
I load the fuck up. I love it. I didn't do it last year. I came back, gone. Super sad.
Gotta act
They'll probably go shit by mid-year, but I'll take that risk. Let's go to current events. But yeah, so I go to Starbucks. Let me finish this. This is why I'm so frustrated. I go to Starbucks. I go, I'll take the Christmas blend. She goes, dark roast isn't a popular one today, so we're going to have to do a pour over, which I hate. All right, do the pour over. I'm not going to wait for the bullshit Pike blend. That thing's basically iced tea. I don't want that. Give me the fucking Christmas blend. So I go, I'll do the pour over. She goes, okay, be just a second. Look at my clock. I'm like, God, I'm kind of in a rush to get to the studio because although Callan's 2 hours late. Anyways, sitting there. 10 minutes go by. No one fucking says Brendan. They spell my name right, though. I'll take that. No one says Brendan. I go up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is after the Sweet Fin place. Hey, man. Again, being cool, looking like a cutie. Got the Onnit shirt on. I don't look very aggressive. Whatever, got a part in my hair. I don't look that aggressive. I go up and I'm like, I had the pour over. She goes, man, I forgot to do it. Okay.
She was honest.
Swear to God. She goes, I forgot to do it. I'll just give you a free coffee. No, I just want my coffee, man. I ended up getting it, but still, fuck, man. Fuck. Details. Me and Callan were talking about this in Arizona together. Shout out to Robbie Tebow and the Fairmont Princess Hotel. Dopest hotel I've ever stayed in. They hooked myself, Callan, and Shark Eyes Doll Smile up. They hooked us up with 3 sweet ass rooms. I was in that spa. When was the last time I went to a spa? Really? I haven't been in forever. My brother had to stay in his room and work from remote location. Callan flew to LA right after the show the next morning. So I was by myself exploring this dope ass place. And I went to the spa and man, I got butt naked up in there. Butt naked. Jumped in the hot tub, balls out. No one's around. They had a cold tub. I was all up in that cold tub. Cold tub, hot tub. They had a room where you can sit and it puts out freaking scents and can meditate. I was meditating up in that bitch, my dick out. It was crazy, man. And then the workers there, it's all fun and games till freaking them gay boys come in there. Not that I mind. You see something you like, speak up. But it was intense, man. I was like, you know what? I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I mean, because I had nothing. There's nothing. I had no swimsuit. There's none of that. Weird, man. Let's go to current events. Shout out to them, though.
Weird weekend.
Yeah, I had a great weekend. Arizona was fun, man. Super fun. Went to like I said, Cal and I went to the bars after. Dude, I've never felt so out of place. Never. These college kids are just wilding out, crowded as shit. Some people recognize Cal and I trying to buy us shots. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. Trying to Bill Cosby, me. I'm way too ahead of the game. The girls in Arizona, though, what? I think they're ranked high. You went to Arizona State.
I went to Arizona. 2 songs.
So that's like 2 hours away from there,
Not
right?
even hour, 10 minutes. Went down there all the time.
Oh, it's the bar scene. I mean,
Crazy.
you need to get there.
It's crazy.
That place was crunk spectacular.
It's like Vegas in the desert. Well, I guess Vegas is in the desert, but it's Vegas.
It's like a mini
South.
Vegas.
Yeah, it's South Vegas.
It was interesting. Super interesting.
Yeah, smoke shows on every corner though.
Literally, dancing on the
ridiculous.
tables. Dirk Bentley, I think his name is. Dirk Bentley.
Dirk
like him?
Bentley. Yeah.
He has a whiskey
music
bar
guy or
there
something.
that was just crunk, had girls dancing on the table. We decided to go there. Listen, I'm not going to socialize or freaking try and pick up girls, none of that. I'm just going to chill with my friends. I'm with Robbie, a group of us, Callan, my brother. There's a bunch of us. I just want to chill.
Wrong city to go to then.
Completely wrong. I just wanted to go to a bar and chill.
Yeah.
This place, it was like, attention Arizona State students. If you're a dude and you have a dick and smell like shit, get down to Dirk Bentley's bar right now. All dudes. I was just like, what the fuck? All dudes, but there's girls dancing on the table. See ya. I went home, man. Got the fuck out of there. Let's go
Too
to
old for that shit, man.
You know what? I just don't care anymore. When I was younger, I didn't mind it being crowded and all that stuff. Now I'd rather go to a lounge or a nice restaurant
Oh, you
and just chill.
crowded? Not happening.
Don't do crowds, man.
Crowded line? Absolutely not happening. No chance.
Like I'll only go to a concert if I have like dope tickets. I don't have to, I hate to be shitty about
We're just a
it.
bunch of bougie bitches over here.
Straight up bougie bitch. I'm a boozy
It is
bitch.
what it is.
It's embarrassing.
Loud and proud.
Yeah. You went to Bieber.
I did. Yeah, that was interesting.
Dude, his new album?
Fire? Oh, yeah.
Complete fire. There are some head bangers on there. You're crazy if you don't think that was in my workout mix this morning.
100%.
Yeah.
Kid's got it.
Does he ever?
He's got a hammer of an album and a hammer of a dick.
I agree. That kid's killing it, man. I love his album.
Yeah. Seeing him live was interesting.
Was it good? Is
Yeah,
he good at live?
He did it wasn't like a full-blown Justin Bieber concert. He did 6 acoustic songs.
Ooh.
So it was an acoustic set.
That's what you want. That's where the talent comes out.
Yeah.
What was
he was
his
great.
6 songs?
God, I can't
Was it
remember
all
offhand.
new? It was all new or some of his
was-
old ones?
It was all new ones.
So he didn't sing "Baby, Baby." For my money, it doesn't get any better.
It doesn't.
acoustic.
It really doesn't.
Dude, that little dude is talented.
But I haven't seen that kind, because I obviously missed out on the whole like NSYNC boy band kind of shit because I was like 12, so I wasn't going to
Yeah,
that.
I was in the thick of it.
But I've never seen such like rabid fan. Where he's literally, if Justin Bieber said, "Hey, go grab like a knife from the concession stands and then just go outside and stab the first person you see," there would be 10,000 girls headed out that door with intentions to stab a stranger.
Oh, dude, he's killing it.
He is God
He's
to
a
these
phenom.
people.
Oh,
It's
yeah. He's a
crazy.
phenom. Huge.
A lot of hot girls there.
He did 3 shows?
Yeah, he did three shows that day, all acoustics.
That little dude is
Just nailed it.
balling. Good for him.
It was weird. I just went with one of my dude friends. Weirdly enough.
So did your dude friend call you up and be like, "Hey, bro, I got Bieber tickets"?
Yep,
Really?
it's pretty much exactly how it went.
How were the seats?
Really good.
They were cheap, right? The tickets?
Yeah, they were. I mean, the tickets were like $25. They're super
You
cheap.
get the album with it.
What?
'Cause He was in competition with One Direction.
I know the One Direction bitches tried one up on him. One Direction has some decent songs too. Far cry from Bieber though.
Yeah. You know what's fun though? Trying to explain to literally anyone you talk to that night that your dude friend that you're with at the Justin Bieber concert is not
Your
like,
boyfriend.
you're not fucking each other.
Yeah.
It's just two straight.
You're not picking
dudes.
up girls.
It's just 2 straight dudes out there enjoying a Bieber concert.
I'm not mad. Did they serve alcohol?
Oh yeah.
It was a Staples Center, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Dude, I'll
Sat
tell-
myself down, had a nice little whiskey drink,
Ooh, I'm not
enjoyed
mad.
myself some acoustic Bieber,
Dude, I love
and got
that.
the fuck out before it got crazy.
I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah, they serve. You know how they do at those comedy clubs. I think our West Coast tour is 21 and up. I wish it was 18 and up. We have a lot of 18-year-olds who listen, even
Yeah.
younger. Man, we get questions all the time. But obviously they let you drink, right? 2 drink minimum.
Yep.
But people go ham. By the time we got to the questions in Tempe, I haven't told you guys about Tempe yet. This dude, someone goes, I think. Oh, Callan goes. You know, we talk about everything in these shows. Callan goes, what percentage, can you name some guys that you fought that weren't on TRT or weren't on performance enhancing drugs? And I'm thinking in my head, and this guy in the front row yells out, "Noguera!" like loud. And I started kind of roasting him, making fun of him. And then he's still loud. He's been drinking, obviously. Has the Firing the Kid live shirt on, which I respect. Whatever. I'm giving him a pass. Then we go to fan questions. He gets up there, and this is his question. We give him the mic. Quiet. And his eyes were kind of half open. And then he's all, do you... And someone's like, hurry up, because they're like asking questions. He's all, do you think that... He's like about to throw up. And finally, I'm like, bro, for sure, hurry. I go, hey, man, ask the question. And I said, are you the Nogueira guy? And he's like, yeah. Do you think if Ronda Rousey hit me, I would get knocked out? I said, someone take the fucking mic from this guy. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Had Reeboks on. Get the fuck out of here. All right,
Yeah,
let's go to current events.
Bieber did a Q&A also. You need to take a page out of his book.
Oh, how do you do it?
That shit was pre-screened. 100% pre-screened.
Who asked him?
They had microphones set up with like the people in advance. So they got their questions, got the whole thing set up. Every person was already ready to go.
We need to do some pre-screening. Some guy asked Bryan, Cal, and myself, hey, man, Brendan, I know you're from Denver. Cal, I know your family has a home in Utah. Are your families ever going to get together and do like a barbecue or anything? True story.
That's a lights out hilarious question, though.
He was dead serious. So Callan goes, that's a terrible question. I said, I don't know if they're going to have like a family reunion, and I don't care. But the thing is, if we'll do a Midwest tour or something like that, I'm sure we'll come to Utah and Denver. So maybe the families will meet then. Weird, man.
Really,
dude. What if we handed out? He makes it complicated. It's kind of funny because we got some really good questions too, and me and Callan just go on these riffs. It's all improv. So what we could do is we could have like note cards, and then you could filter through them.
Nah,
you'd rather have it just
do it straight.
It's tough, man.
We're
doing too many. We're gonna limit the fan questions.
Yeah, what you got to do is just put a number down. Put a number down. Like, this is how many fan questions we got. We got time for. We're gonna do 10, 12, whatever fan questions.
Dude, 10's a lot.
At the rate, just at the first show that we did, we could have done fan questions for probably another 45 minutes if we wanted to.
Okay, now double that crowd.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
think about that. We had people up in the top rafters. And we had to run a girl up there.
See, we weren't even dealing with rafters at Brea.
Oh, real quick, our show in Seattle, 750 people.
Ooh.
Seattle for sure sell that bitch out. Seattle.
Absolutely.
Bring your freaking Warren Moon, Steve Largent jerseys, Ricky Water jersey, and sell that bitch out. I even take the Brian Bosworth jersey. Sell that bitch out. Let's do it. Let's go to current events.
All right. Well, first current event was the Charlie Sheen thing. Dude's apparently he's going to come out tomorrow and say he's got AIDS.
Is it really that big of a deal anymore? It's kind of like Callan was saying. It's really not that big. This ain't Dallas Buyers Club. People figure this shit out. People are living long as fuck. Especially now, if you're broke and you have a poor insurance plan, we're talking about a different animal. If you're Charlie Sheen, you're a celebrity, it really, again, it's going to fuck up your single life. You ain't hooking up with all these girls anymore. There's no, sex is going to suck. Condoms for the rest of your life, homeboy.
Other than that, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's no big deal, because it's a big deal. You know, if I found out I had AIDS today, it would be.
I wouldn't treat you any different. I mean, would I wear a face mask here?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I'd wear a mask I'd do the show like fucking Bane.
Just put me in like a fucking containment center.
You'd be Bubble Boy.
I'd be back.
Current
here.
events with Bubble Boy. Listen, man. Again, with this day and age, it's really. I mean, it sucks to say, but it's not in the grand scheme of things. It's not that big of a deal. Kay, would you date a dude with AIDS? What? No, listen, hold on.
My friend is HIV positive. He's gay, and I don't know. I think it's fucked up, but I don't want to share anything with him. Is that fucked up?
So when he has like a donut or like a McFlurry, and he's like, "Kay, get in on this." You're like, "Nah, I'm good."
No, we were at a wedding recently, and he like, "Oh, try my drink," and I was like, "No, I'm not drinking tonight." And I like,
but
drank
you were.
my other drink. I was like slurping that shit down.
You know what? I
You
get
think
it.
He's caught on.
I'm
I'm
other
sure he
people
gets
are
it.
like that. Yeah.
I'm with you.
I don't treat him differently, but
You just
I
don't touch
don't
him
wanna,
or look him in the eye because you're afraid you're gonna catch
I
the
do
virus.
like a one-side hug.
Now you can only AIDS is tough.
Okay,
man.
so we've come from it's not a big deal to you're a leper.
Well, yeah. So so if you met the perfect dude, a 10. What if you just met a dime piece, marks off every box, but he's like, yo, I'm HIV positive, girl. But he is just your fucking knight in shining armor. Homeboy has AIDS, though. You're saying no?
Yes. Because that means that you're not responsible.
Or what? All right, we can't always say that. What if he was sharing a needle one night and got it that way?
I don't want to fuck with anyone that does anything.
What if that was his past though? Now he's a good dude. Now he's on to it.
Oh, I don't know if I can get over that.
That's a tough one. I'll agree.
Yeah.
I'm not dating any girl with AIDS.
Yeah.
That's a deal breaker. Because you can't. Well, I guess you could artificially.
No, I don't. I wouldn't. That's too intense.
All right. Well,
would you, Evan?
Would you date a girl with AIDS?
Probably not.
Who get old?
Yeah, because her AIDS is basically becomes my AIDS. Now I have to wear condoms all the time. That sucks.
True. Not your problem, son.
Yeah. Now I might as well have AIDS.
All right.
It's not gonna kill me, so they can remove that. Now it's basically I'm just assed out on the whole enjoying sex thing.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Sorry for anybody listening that has AIDS.
They get it though.
Yeah. So I was just scrolling through the old Twitter timeline just now. Wasn't gonna make this a current event. This is just kind of something funny. Brazzers, the porn company.
Never heard of it.
Big porn company. What does that look mean?
Never heard of it. Felix the cat eyes. All right, what do you got?
They just tweeted literally like a minute ago. Hey, Ronda Rousey, why don't you try porn instead of fighting? Don't worry, we won't fuck you as hard as Holly Holm did.
Good night. Show a little class.
Coming in hot.
Come on.
Damn, Brazzers. Relax. You're a porn company, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's too much.
All right.
They're idiots. What else you got, Ev?
Don't know. Were you a Jackass fan as a kid?
Of course.
Of course you are.
Huge Johnny Knoxville fan.
Perfect. Then you're going to be sort of bummed out because everyone's favorite insane drunk uncle, Don Vito, dead.
I mean, I'm not surprised. That news is about as surprising as freaking Callan being late to the show today.
What do you think it was that got him?
Geez, I don't know. Clogged arteries, just being fat in general, having Bam Margera as a nephew. I mean, a ton of shit.
Yeah, kidney and liver issues.
100%. That dude ate like crazy. I know, he was dope.
That was my favorite show, Viva La Bam.
Right?
I love that show.
Now he's on the new. It's like rehab for family.
Bam is?
It's him and his mom. He's on there.
Huh.
You know Bam's the richest one out of all of them.
Out of all the Jackass guys?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be either him or Knoxville, yeah?
Yeah, so Bam started Can't Kill Yourself, and then they brought in Knoxville and Steve-O. But Bam started all that, and he was a professional skater, and he had his clothing line. Bam's like a beast.
Couple TV shows, clothing
Bam's
line.
a beast, yeah.
Jackass stuff, obviously. Knoxville,
Knoxville's huge.
Made it work in Hollywood for sure.
Maybe Knoxville with Hollywood's big. From my understanding, I heard Bam's the guy that makes it go. Steve-O's killing it too. Steve-O's set too. He's sober now and he's touring, doing stand up.
Is he killing it though?
He's killing it.
Making money?
I was talking to Rogan about it.
That's good.
I thought the same thing. I go, is that guy all right? And Rogan goes, yeah, he's killing it.
Because it feels like he's always trying to be in people's faces, and he's staying in the news and everything. He's doing stuff, but it almost feels like, is he even getting paid for this stuff? You know what I mean?
His tour's killing it. That's from what I heard. And Jackass, So I don't think he's strapped for cash at all.
I don't know. I've never seen Steve-O perform per se, but he interrupted a show at Metal School. I don't know if you remember what that is. You know Steel Panther? You heard of that band?
Yes.
Yeah, they used to be called Metal School back in the day when I was in high school. And he got on stage, yelled into the microphone, "It's my birthday. I'm going to drink this cup of warm piss." And then he drank a cup of warm piss in front of the crowd for no apparent reason.
Jesus, man. Now he's vegan.
He's crazy as fuck.
Now he's vegan, sober, and he's still doing that crazy shit. On his show, he breaks all these bottles and fucks with his eyes and jumps off shit all the time. That's his gimmick. I tell you, I wouldn't want that gimmick, man. He has a talent. I wouldn't want that talent.
No.
Hurting yourself?
You can keep, as you would say, you can keep that talent.
You can keep that. You
can
know who
keep that
that's
one.
for? Nobody.
Yeah.
Except for Steve-O. He's the one guy in the world who can pull that off. I'm not interested in that. That does nothing for me. I wouldn't buy a ticket to that show.
Yeah, me neither.
Support Steve-O. I'm just saying, me personally, if there's 2 shows in town, I'm not going to the one where the guy hurts himself and does backflips and shit.
Yeah.
That's me. Buy Steve-O's ticket, though. I'm a huge supporter. I'm a huge fan.
I'm good. That scene in the Jackass movie where he slits the webbing of his fingers with the paper cut
And
one.
the corner of his mouth.
Yeah, still nightmares.
How about he gave his eyeball a paper
Haunts
cut?
my dreams.
My eyes watering.
Did he put a leech on his eyeball?
Yeah, the dude's crazy.
Fucking lunatic.
What else you got, Ev?
We'll just do one more little thing on the fight night coming up this week. We got your boy Neil Magny fighting.
Neil Magny's
Fighting
filling
Kelvin.
in, right? Fighting
Yeah.
Kelvin Gastelum.
Short notice filling in for Matt Brown.
Yeah. I'm gonna break that fight down on Wednesday's show on DraftKings, but I like Neil Magny's odds. I think Neil beats him in a decision. I think it's a tough fight for Kelvin. Great fight for Neil. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, me too.
In Mexico, high altitude too. Guess who trains at high altitude? Neil. Guess who's great under pressure? Neil. Guess who has cardio issues? Kelvin. Bad combo. It's a terrible matchup for him. Just a bad matchup. And real quick, it's probably going all 5 rounds. So enjoy that.
You think so?
I do. I think it goes all 5 rounds. Main event. There's no companion for it. So just when you didn't think this could get any worse, there's no companion. Rogan's in Denver. I think Callan's in San Antonio maybe or some shit. What else you got, Ev?
That's pretty much it. I mean,
That's
with Paris and
For
the
sure.
Ronda fight,
Oh.
yeah, I'd be stretching if I pulled anything out of
I'm
that,
with you,
out of the
man.
hat right now.
I'm with you, dog. Let's go straight to fan questions.
Alrighty, first fan question. All right, this one comes from Callie George, and he says that, in my opinion, the coach played a major part in how the fight went Saturday. Am I wrong in thinking that? Kind of already addressed that, but anything else?
Yeah, I kind of addressed it. People want to know 99% of our questions for Ronda. Obviously, for sure, if it was a big event like this, you don't need to send a question about Ronda. It's whatever. Appreciate the effort. Obviously, coaching played a role in this. But listen, when something works, you don't know until you meet someone that it doesn't work against. So as much as we want to throw Edmund under the fucking bus and we want to say Ronda should have done this, Ronda should have done that, it's easy to say after a loss. If she would have went in there and destroyed this girl, we'd be like, oh my God, Edmund's the greatest ever. Ronda needs to do nothing. Keep having one foot in Hollywood and one foot in the octagon. You're the only person who can do it. But as soon as you lose, all that goes out the window and you got to make some changes. Seeing Edmund's coaching, seeing some other things, obviously Ronda needs to make some changes. Maybe Edmund does too. Maybe Edmund needs to, I don't know. I don't know the situation well enough. But when you see that cornering advice, it's not good. Saying we got her right where we want her, where's that? Was the first round to get picked apart and the second round to get kicked in the face? That couldn't have been the game plan. But rushing at girls, yeah, when you meet a world-class one, it's going to be tough. And again, I know it sounds like I'm being, naive here or saying, I'm a freaking, I'm calling a spade, man. It is what it is. I didn't think Holly was going to do this either. 99% of the world didn't. 99.9% of the world. See some dude put 20 grand on Holly Holmes?
Yeah, won $240K. He's a professional gambler.
He's awesome.
Good for him.
What else you got? Respect.
What were your true feelings when you watched Ronda get knocked out?
Ooh, good question. Honestly, man, my feelings were hurt. I didn't watch it. I text my brother and I said, I don't watch him. I don't watch any of her fights. So, yeah, man, it was sad to see. I like seeing greatness, and I also know Ronda's happiest when she's fighting the octagon. So for that to happen, it has to be heartbreaking for her. I never want to see her get hurt. So that's a bummer, man. But it couldn't happen to a better person. You know, I don't think, and we're freaking as guilty as anyone. I don't think we should spend the whole time talking about Ronda this, Ronda that. I think it's more Holly this, Holly that. I think it's Holly's time, you know? So that was a bummer to see, man, because I know she loves it, and there's a lot riding on her. She feels a lot of pressure, and that fucking sucks, man, especially that. When you get knocked, it couldn't have been a bigger stage. I think Dana says the biggest pay-per-view ever. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest live crowds ever besides St. Pierre in Toronto.
I thought it beat that.
It didn't.
You sure?
Yeah, it was 53,000. GSP was 60-something.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Well, according to my understandings, at the time it was 53,000 sold out. Not sold out. But so when you got all that pressure, man, you know, and she's the face of women's sports, she crossed over into pop culture. She has all these celebrities tweeting her. She has all the support, you know. It's a bummer, man. That's a fucking tough star. That's a tough star to fall from. So I feel bad for her. And anyone who this is the other thing. Let me throw this out there. Oh, God, I got it today in the gym. I got it when I went to Starbucks. Anyone who goes, oh, man, did you see Ronda? I bet you're happy. What the fuck's wrong with you? And don't send me Instagram pictures of those memes. Don't tweet me horrible things. I don't like that shit, man. Get that out of here. That's not me. I'm not down for that. It's fucked up, man. What else you got, F?
All right, next one. All right. I'm a reasonably good-looking guy with a sense of humor and never really had any problem talking to women like people, which is the obvious secret to talking to women. However, I always seem to find myself settling for the less intelligent, less attractive girls, and it always leaves my friends confused as to why I pick the low-hanging fruit. I'm just as confused. Any insight on my laziness when it comes to picking up women?
Oh, it's called self-sabotage. It's also calling you're afraid to fail because you think that these hot girls are going to reject you and you don't deal with rejection very well. So you go for the sure thing, which is the leech at the end of the bar, which is easy. You're going for the warlock with a hoof when you should be dating the hot girl at the end. Get out of your comfort zone, man. You're not going to hit home runs unless you swing, but you're not swinging. What you are is you're taking the low-hanging fruit and you're watching the balls go by and waiting for, the easy one. You're looking to get walked when you should be hitting home runs. Take a couple swings, son. Hit some home runs. It's way funner. Even if you strike out, it's still better than freaking getting walked all the time. Go ahead and strike out a few. What else?
All right, next one. Why do some fighters still have small sponsors on the Reebok kit? I.e., Ronda had a small M for Monster Energy drink on her Reebok kit.
Oh,
why is that allowed?
So many people tag me on this stuff. Oh, it's unfair. No. Certain fighters, i.e., Ronda, Conor McGregor, certain fighters have exclusive deals with main sponsors that are allowed. So Monster, I think Monster's really the only one. But, Monster's on Ronda and Conor. They have exclusive deals with those sponsors that are official sponsors of the UFC. So there's very few of them, but Ronda and Conor, that's why you see Monster on their trunks. It's not being unfair. It's just those companies that are approved by the UFC work with Ronda and Conor. Boom.
Next question. How many times has Callan been late since he vowed he'd work on always being on time?
Just today, and it's a little bit out of his control because when you're on set, it's a hurry up and wait game. He thought he was going to be done by 12:30 or 1:30, and he ended up being done at 3:30. So just today, we can chalk it up as being late, but he's been on time every single day. You guys see it. He's been on time, every single day. So, 9/16/2015, Bryan vows not to be late for the year, and he's been on it. I'm not going to count. I'm not going to hold this against him because that's the scheduling of two broke girls.
Fair enough. All right, next one. 2 days before the Paris attacks, Joe Rogan called out a few countries at risk. Paris being one of them. Paris is a country. France is. Thoughts on Rogan's prediction and what the U.S. should do if asked for help?
Man, I know Cal would love to jump in on this one. I don't think Rogan's Nostradamus or anything like that. I think you look at the population of Paris and you see there's a lot of Muslims, and I think a lot of people knew this was going to happen, not this soon. But listen, Rogan's a very educated dude, and he reads a ton, and he's all up, he's on all the blogs and websites, and he's doing his research. So, what Rogan says is word. So that dude knows his shit. But as far as the Paris thing goes, yeah, man, no shit. All
right, next question. If Conor loses to Aldo in December, how does the UFC rebuild after their go-to cash cows and Ronda and Conor both lost?
That's tough, man, because the UFC, you can't make someone a star if they're not. You can put all the marketing dollars you want into them, but they don't have the personality to appeal to the masses. There's nothing you can do. Superstars aren't made. You know what I'm saying? You Dana White can't say, all right, well, let's make Neil Magny the hottest thing in the UFC. It's just not his personality. He's not going to talk smack. He doesn't have the fighting style. He doesn't have the finishing rate. He doesn't have the look. He doesn't have the appeal. He doesn't have the sexiness. There's the perfect storm that goes into creating these superstars. He has to hope one walks into the UFC. Right now, if let's say Ronda and Conor's out, Cal and I talked about this a little bit. Let's say Conor and Ronda are out. John Jones is your biggest star by far. There's nothing you can do. You gotta hope. Freaking Sage Northcutt starts kicking people in the face in 15 seconds and ripping faces off and talking shit into the mic. You need a young guy who's doing something. It's tough, man, because you can't. There's no class you can take for it. There's no seminar you can take for it. There's no coach you can hire. There's nothing. Either you got it or you don't. Hate to tell you.
All right. Next, actually, this will be our last one.
Bring it.
All right. Now that Holly's defeated Ronda, how should the UFC go about marketing her so that she doesn't end up like Weidman after defeating Silva?
Again, very similar question. Holly's personality. Holly's a role model. Holly's someone you can say you want to be like her. When you grow up, you can idolize Holly Holmes. She walks the walk. She talks, everything. She's the complete package as far as a role model. Now, does that equal superstardom? No. Ask Chris Weidman. He's not a crossover athlete. He's phenomenal. He's one of the best fighters in the world. He's one of the best middleweights of all time. The guy's just not he's just not a crossover. He's just not a superstar. And it's hard to tell. There's no formula to make this happen. Some people just have the it factor that we talk about. I don't think Holly's one of them. That's not a knock on her. I think she's going to be very successful. I don't see anyone beating her for a very long time, including Ronda, but will she ever be as famous or as popular as Ronda? Never. She could beat her 5 more times and she still won't market to the pop culture and to the masses like Ronda did. She just doesn't have the personality. She's a great person, though. Phenomenal person. She's a person you want your daughter to grow up like. Chris Weidman's and Daniel Cormier, someone you want your son to grow up like. Doesn't make them superstars. The people that are superstars, I don't know if you want your kids growing up like that. I don't know. When the light's shining brightest on these superstars, they cast the biggest shadows that we don't know about. Booyah! Is that it, Evan? Beard.
That is it.
The breakdown of UFC 193, Paris, everything else. Brian Callen peaced out on us. It's all good. We got this, baby. Hey, send us your ideas for the 100th episode. The 100th episode. You know what I'm going to do, too? I was thinking about it. I'll announce it on here. I'm going to release a very exclusive shirt on the day of the 100th episode. I'm going to release the Boom Boom Pow Batman and Robin Bryan Callen Big Brown t-shirt on the day the 100th episode drops. There's only 500 of them. I think it's the best shirt we've ever done. I just decided that now. I was going to say it for December, but I think we didn't make this 100th episode. And it's the 100th episode on Fox. We've done way more than this. We were doing the show before we ever got to Fox. How do you think they found our talented asses? We were doing it way before this. Booyah. So on the 100th episode, I'm going to drop the Boom Boom Pow old school Batman and Robin Big Brown Bryan Callen tee that is coming out. It's super, super vintage looking. It's soft as fuck. And on the left, it has a gold, I repeat, a gold Firing the Kid logo, a gold one, for a little bit of shout out to the 100th episode. It's gold, baby. Everyone likes gold. All right, guys, we're out of here. We had to fill you in. Callen freaking flew in from wherever. He wanted to make sure you guys knew he was busy. Firing the Kid West Coast Tour coming at you live. Full reels, tfatk.com. On It, Firing the Kid collab shirts are on sale right now. You can go to onit.com. You will find the red one there or find the gray one at tfatk.com. This is the Firing the Kid. We out.